My friend, I've come TOOFAR to quit. There comes a point in every man's life when he stands at a crossroads. One road is easy. It offers comfort, distraction, and excuses. The other road is steep, painful, and lonely. But it leads to greatness. If you're hearing this, then you've already taken steps down the harder road. You've already sacrificed. You've already suffered. You've already pushed when you had nothing left. You've cried in silence, you've bled for progress, you've stood when your knees begged you to collapse, and now you stand here, not at the beginning, but somewhere deep in the middle of the journey, and you're tired. Doubt whispers in your ear, telling you to turn back. That voice says, what's the point? No one sees the effort, no one knows the pain, just quit. But I'll tell you what that voice doesn't understand. You've come too far to quit. You've built something inside you that no one can see, but you can feel. You've planted seeds in the dark, and while no one was watching, they've started to grow. The world hasn't seen the harvest yet, but it's coming. And only those who don't quit will live to see it. Winners are not born with an easier path. They are not granted more strength. They simply refuse to stop. When others run, they walk. When others walk, they crawl. When others crawl, they dig their fingers into the dirt and drag themselves forward. Why? Because they made a decision that says, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how long it takes, no matter who doubts me, I will not stop. You didn't endure everything you've faced just to throw it away. You didn't fight those battles just to lose the war. You didn't survive the storm just to run from the rain. Every scar, every bruise, every lonely night, it all built you for this moment. This is where most people stop, but you're not most people. Most people break at the first sign of resistance, but you've been broken, rebuilt, and reforged in fire. Most people wait for permission. But you've already claimed your right to rise, so remind yourself right now, I've come too far to quit. Say it again, I've come too far to quit. Say it until your doubt drowns. Say it until fear flees. Say it until the world sees the fire in your eyes. You are not done. You are not finished. You are only just getting started. Let the rest stop. Let them settle. Let them give in. You keep going. Because every step forward from here is a declaration of strength. Every breath you take is a message to the world that you will not bow. You will not break. You will build the life you came for. The pain. Temporary, the struggle necessary, the reward inevitable. You've paid too much to quit now. You've earned your progress, you've earned your place, and you are earning your victory. So hold your head high. Straighten your spine, plant your feet, clench your fists, and say it one last time. You've already paid the price. The toll for where you are now has been steep. Long nights, early mornings, silent battles fought within the walls of your own mind. You've sacrificed comfort, pleasure, and even the approval of others to chase something greater, something intangible yet real, a vision only you could see. And now here you stand, not at the beginning, not at the end, but in the middle where the test is the hardest. The middle is where most men falter. It is where dreams die, not because they are impossible, but because the man holding them forgets how far he's come. He forgets the cost he's already paid. He forgets that every ounce of suffering wasn't for nothing. But you must not forget, every hardship you've endured was a down payment on the life you said you wanted. Every tear, every failure, every rejection, it was an investment, and to quit now would be to throw that investment away. You didn't crawl through the fire just to turn around when the smoke cleared. You didn't hold on through the storm just to abandon ship when the skies began to lighten. Progress does not announce itself with trumpets. It arrives quietly, often disguised as fatigue, uncertainty, and fear. That's when most people stop, when it feels like they're getting nowhere, but that's exactly when they're closest to breaking through. The moment you feel the strongest pull to quit is the moment you must push forward with even greater resolve. Remember, you are not where you used to be. You have climbed, you have risen, and that climb came at a price that cannot be refunded. The universe does not reward the man who starts something. It rewards the man who finishes. It does not honor intention. It honors execution. Your reward is waiting, but it is reserved only for those who endure. Only those who refuse to go back. Only those who say, with conviction, I have come too far to quit. So when your legs tremble and your heart doubts, look back for a moment, not to return, but to remember. Remember the pain, remember the sacrifice, remember the price you've already paid, and then keep going. There is a voice that speaks to every man chasing greatness. It doesn't shout, it whispers, and its words are poisoned with doubt. It tells you that you're not good enough, that your effort is pointless, that success belongs to others, not to you. It questions your progress, mocks your dreams, and sows seeds of hesitation in the soil of your mind. But understand this, that voice is a liar. It is not the voice of truth, but the echo of fear. Fear has no interest in your progress. It wants your surrender. It dresses itself as reason. It hides behind logic. It pretends to protect you, but in reality it seeks only to keep you small, silent, and still. You must recognize this voice for what it is, the last line of resistance before your breakthrough. Every man who ever achieved anything worthwhile heard that same voice. They weren't spared from it. They simply learned to reject it. When it told them to stop, they stepped forward. When it told them they couldn't, they responded, watch me. You must do the same. You must train your mind to question doubt, not your destiny. When fear speaks, don't obey, interrogate it. Ask it where it was when you rose from failure. Ask it where it stood when you kept moving through heartbreak, rejection, and exhaustion. Ask it how it dares to speak now, when you've already proven it wrong 100 times before. You see, doubt is not a sign you're weak, it's a signal you're close to something greater, close to a transformation. That's why it fights so hard now. It knows your potential. It knows the power you've started to tap into. And it's terrified, but doubt only wins when you listen, when you pause, when you turn back. So don't. Silence that voice with action. Drown it out with belief. Overwhelm it with effort. When it whispers, you can't, speak louder, I will. Because the truth is this, you are capable. You are chosen, and you are ready. You've come too far to be fooled by a lie. The world is filled with people who start strong, but few who finish. Most men are filled with excitement at the beginning of a journey. They talk boldly, they move quickly, but when the path becomes steep, when the applause fades, when the pain sets in, they stop. They stop not because the dream was too big, but because their commitment was too small. And that is where the difference is made, not in talent, not in luck, but in endurance. The man who endures when others quit earns what others only fantasize about. When others are resting, he is working. When others are doubting, he is believing. When others are breaking, he is building. You must make it clear to yourself, I will not stop. Because you are not like most people. Most people chase pleasure. You chase purpose. Most people are afraid of failure. You see it as a teacher. Most people turn around at resistance. You recognize resistance as the gatekeeper of greatness. Every time you continue when others quit, you separate yourself. You create a gap, and the wider that gap becomes, the closer you get to the life most men only dream about. Do not measure your progress against others. Most people are walking in circles. You are building a path straight through the storm. You will face delays, detours, even disasters, but you must not stop. Not now, not ever, because here's the truth. The ones who succeed are not always the fastest, the smartest, or the most gifted. They are the ones who keep showing up. Day after day, year after year, they outlast the excuses, they outwork the odds, they outlive the doubt. The fire that burns in you must be stronger than the storm that surrounds you. You will be underestimated. You will be overlooked, but that is not your concern. Your only job is to keep going, quietly, relentlessly, without permission, without applause. While most people fall in love with the idea of success, you are in love with the process that creates it. And that makes you unstoppable. So when you feel tired, when you feel tested, when you feel alone, remember this, most people stop, you won't. Every step you take, no matter how small, no matter how slow, is a declaration. It is a message to the world, and more importantly, to yourself. I refuse to surrender. You see, strength is not always loud. It does not always roar. Sometimes strength is silent. It shows itself when you rise in the dark, when no one is watching, and press forward despite the weight on your shoulders. It shows in the moment you want to give up, but don't. It shows in the moments you feel broken, but still move. Progress is not measured by leaps. It is measured by your refusal to remain still. You must understand this truth. Each step forward is an act of power. Each one breaks the chains of weakness. Each one strengthens the mind, hardens the will, and sharpens the spirit. The man who moves forward even an inch in the face of exhaustion, fear, or failure, that man is building something eternal within himself. Do not mistake your pace for your power. Some run, some walk, some crawl. But what matters is this: they continue. The path may be steep, the road uneven, but if your feet are still moving, you are winning. With every step, you silence doubt. With every step, you prove wrong the ones who said you couldn't. With every step, you reinforce the truth that greatness is not found in comfort. It is forged in motion, in discipline, in persistence. And let it be known, there is no such thing as a wasted step. Even the days when progress is invisible to others, even the moments when it feels like nothing is changing, something is happening, you are changing, you are becoming. Every step forward is shaping your destiny. So when your body aches and your mind begs for rest, do not stop. When your energy fades and the rewards seem far, take one more step, just one. That single step might not look like much, but it might be the step that breaks through the barrier. It might be the one that opens the next door. Keep stepping, keep moving, keep declaring with your action, I am not done, I am not finished, I am rising. Every step forward is a statement of strength. And you are stronger than you know. Pain is not the enemy. It is the price of admission to a life most men will never know. It is the test that separates the ones who want from the ones who decide. And if you are feeling pain, physical, mental, emotional, it means you are in the process. It means you are alive, engaged, and moving towards something greater than yourself. Understand this: pain is temporary. It may visit, it may linger, it may challenge your spirit, but it cannot last unless you surrender to it. No pain has the power to destroy you unless you choose to let it. The man who embraces pain with purpose transforms it into fuel. He learns from it, he grows from it, he turns it into strength. Pain is the friction that polishes potential into power. But here is the deeper truth. While pain is fleeting, the reward is inevitable for the man who refuses to quit. The reward does not come to the lucky. It does not bow to the timid. It arrives for the man who shows up day after day, bruised but unbroken, tired but moving, unseen but undeterred. Your reward is not a question of if only when. The man who persists makes his victory a certainty, because persistence rewrites the story. It wears down resistance. It makes the impossible bend. There will be days when the results are hidden. Days when the world seems blind to your effort. That is when most people give in, but not you. You have seen too much, felt too much, sacrificed too much, and deep within you know, this pain too shall pass. You must hold the vision stronger than the struggle. You must believe with such intensity that even when everything says stop, your heart commands go. Pain is the weight that builds the muscle of your destiny. Carry it with courage, endure it with faith, because the reward that awaits on the other side is not just success. It is transformation. It is becoming the man you were born to be. And once you arrive, once you taste the victory that only persistence can earn, you'll look back at the pain and realize, it was never here to break you. It was here to build you. This is not the end. It may feel like you've gone as far as you can, like there's nothing left in you to give, like the mountain refuses to move. But this is not your final chapter. It's the turning point. It's the moment where most men fold. And you rise. You must stop looking at your current struggle as a conclusion. It is not. It is a doorway, a test, a threshold separating who you were from who you're meant to become. You didn't come this far to coast. You didn't climb this high to rest. You came to elevate, and elevation requires effort, especially now. The mistake most people make is thinking their journey is behind them. They reflect on what they've endured, what they've overcome, and they allow pride to become pause. But the truth is, what lies ahead is greater than anything left behind. The real work is still in front of you, the real growth, the real greatness, the real becoming. You may feel exhausted, but you are stronger than you've ever been. You may feel unsure, but you have more wisdom now than ever before. You are not depleted. You are prepared. You are not finished. You are fortified. The path has not ended. It has only begun to reveal its true direction. Do not measure your future by your fatigue. Fatigue is the weight that strengthens. Doubt is the fog that precedes clarity, and fear is the gatekeeper of destiny. Push through them, and you will find what most never do: purpose fulfilled, potential unlocked, and power realized. You are standing at the edge of a new level, a higher calling, a version of yourself you've never met, but were always meant to become. But you must decide to dig deeper, decide to keep climbing. Decide to believe not in what you feel, but in what you know. You are just getting started. What lies within you is far greater than what lies behind you. The future is not waiting for the perfect moment. It is waiting for your full commitment. You've already come too far to quit. Now go even further and begin the real work, because this is only the beginning.